Silver!
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. When the western United States was first opened to settlers, land was to be had for the asking, but peace and security were not. Outlaws robbed and killed, and the local sheriffs, elected to protect the honest people, often worked with the criminals. It was then that the masked rider of the plains rode in the cause of justice. It was he, more than any other man, who brought law and order to the frontier. And now return with us to those thrilling days when the West was young. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! We're heading for the Sioux Hills. Tonto is waiting for us. Hi-yo, Silver!
The Bar X trail herd had covered many difficult miles and had survived a score of dangers since first it had left the home spread. Now, as it approached Bighorn County, it was close to the halfway mark on its journey. Our story opens shortly after sunrise. The trail crew, under the watchful eyes of Walt Benson, their leader, is busy getting the reluctant herd underway.
Idaho! You calling me, boss? Come over here! Come in! Get up there, boy! Get up there! What do you want, Walt? Look over west. What do you make of that? The rider, ain't it? Yeah. Looks like he's heading this way. Maybe just somebody wanting to pass the time of day. Maybe. I can make him out now. He's riding a paint horse. He's waving his hand. Say, there's some horse that fella's got his saddle on. He sure is. I'll be blowed. It's an Injun. Wonder what he wants. Hi there, Redskin. Oh, paint horse, oh. Right now, Injun?
Yes, Tonto want to make talk with you.
Yeah?
You go Bighorn County?
Sure we are. We ought to be there by noon or so.
That's plenty bad place.
Huh?
Law heap crooked there. Maybe make you pay plenty trouble.
What do you mean the law's crooked in Bighorn County?
Sheriff, bad feller. Him make you pay cash.
Shucks, Redskin. You don't know what you're talking about. I was through here with the Bar X trail herd last year, and the sheriff was a mighty fine fella.
Him got new sheriff.
Ain't Jake Carter sheriff no more?
No. Sheriff named Judge Barker now.
Well, hell, what if it ain't the same sheriff? That don't mean nothing to us.
Crooked or not, I reckon we can handle ourselves.
Better you not go there.
And where'd you say we'd better go?
You make circle. Go way round.
And lose a week doing it.
Injun, we got cattle to deliver. We ain't got a whole year to do it in either. If we circle around every blame place you figured there might be trouble, we'd never get to the end of the trail.
Tonto won't help you.
Sure you do, Injun. But we've run into tough sheriffs before.
And none of them looked so tough when we was through.
So I reckon we'll just keep on the way we're going.
You make heap big mistake.
I don't guess so.
You keep on.
Of course we are. We ain't scared so easy.
Maybe Tonto see you later.
You're welcome to ride a ways with us anyhow, Redskin.
Sure, hang around for Glove later on.
Oh, me go now. Get him a paint horse.
Now, I wonder what that was all about.
I don't know, but if he was up to some trick, he didn't work it.
Well, come on. Don't matter none, I guess. And we got us a job to do.
Yeah.
Tell them fellas up ahead to keep them critters moving. We want to reach water as soon as we can. And watch out for strays.
Sure, boss. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there.
The sheriff of Bighorn County had his office in the town of Red Rock. Judd Barker was a heavy-set man with small, shrewd eyes and a cruel mouth. We see him seated in his office in conversation with Martin Weaver, the county cattle inspector. The sheriff is speaking.
Martin, you and me have been doing right well for ourselves.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Let me see. We've been holding office for only about 10 months. And already we've made us close to 10,000 apiece.
Not counting what the county pays us.
That's only chicken feed again the other.
And we've made that cash during the slow months, too. We'll be doing a heap better as soon as the trail herds start coming through more often. Where's your deputy?
Sid? I sent him out to ride up the trail a ways and see if there's any herds heading this way.
Uh-huh.
But he ought to be back before long.
Well, that looks like Sid now.
Yeah.
And it looks like maybe he's got good news.
Any news, Sid?
You're blame right there's news.
Good.
Listen, the Bar X herd from Texas is on the trail. I seen him just outside of
The
town.
Bar X?
That's the best news yet. That outfit always comes through with a big herd.
They got a real big one this time.
Well, Martin, I reckon that means you and me get busy again.
I'm ready.
Sheriff, you want I should get the rest of the boys and ride along with you?
There won't be no need yet. Besides, if it's just Martin and me talks to him first, it'll look more legal. And I'm sure dead set on everything being legal and above board.
Yeah.
Come on, Martin.
I'm with you.
Your horses are just outside. Sam brung them around.
If we ain't back in an hour, you might get the boys and ride out that way, Sid.
I'll do that, Sheriff.
You say the Bar X always comes through with a big herd?
They sure do. They got one of the biggest outfits in Texas. Steady there, boy. Yeah.
Then by the time they come to terms, we ought to be a couple more $1,000 to the good.
You're blame right we will. And there ain't nothing they can do about it either. Get up here. Come on.
At noon, the great Bar X trail herd was well within Bighorn County. The cattle were allowed to graze while Walt Benson and his men gathered around the chuck wagon for their noon meal.
Golly, I was hungry enough to eat a whole cow all by myself.
Ain't never seen the time you weren't hungry, Idaho.
I don't hold a candle to you, Shorty. Say, Walt, I'm right glad now that redskin didn't come along for grub. If he had, there'd been just that much less to go around.
Uh-huh. I've been wondering where that's all the trouble he was saying we'd run into when we got to Bighorn County.
What's that about trouble, boss?
Oh, Idaho and me met up with a redskin that said there was a crooked sheriff here.
Yeah? Well, if he is crooked, you're likely to find it out right sudden.
Meaning,
Meaning there's a law riding this way now. You can see where the sun hits that badge of his.
Sheriff ain't riding alone. There's another fellow with him.
Maybe that Injun had the right of it.
You ain't scared of no sheriff with a tin star, are you, Walt?
No, but
Where's the trail boss for this outfit?
that's me, Sheriff.
Oh, there.
Oh, there. Oh. What business you got with me?
Well, nothing that'll take long to settle, I reckon, if you're reasonable, gents.
Yeah?
This here's Martin Weaver. He's the inspector hired by this county.
Howdy.
Inspector?
That's my job.
What kind of an inspector would this county be needing?
These, Texas cattle, ain't they?
I reckon you knew that.
We're mighty careful around these parts with Texas cows coming through.
Just what are you getting at?
What I mean is, we don't want no Texas fever bothering our cattle.
Texas fever? You're loco.
Are you trying to say that this trail herd might be bringing fever here?
I told you we're mighty careful.
So what do you
So we'll have to inspect your cows before we let you go on.
Well, I'll be doggone.
This is sure a new one on me.
It's the law of the county, and I'm here to see it enforced.
But look here, Sheriff. We still got a long ways to go. We can't afford to be held up here too long.
I can't help that.
How long would it take?
Well, that's up to the inspector. What do you think, Martin?
Well, I'm right busy these days. I can't promise when I'd get at it. All I can say is I won't be no longer than I have to.
Yeah?
It might be, it might be no more than a month before I could get around to you.
A month?
You are loco.
Of course, that's just a guess. It might be a week or two longer. And then besides, there's the actual inspecting to do. Now, that'll take quite a spell, seeing the size of your herd.
You can't do this to us. We got to keep traveling.
As long as you're in Bighorn County, you'll abide by our laws.
But ain't there something we can do so we won't have to wait?
Well, there's a couple things you might do.
What's that?
You might take your cows and go around by the Sioux Hills.
The Sioux Hills? That'd mean we'd have to cross the Whitewater River.
Uh-huh. But it's outside the county, so I couldn't stop you if you had a mind to.
But there ain't no way to cross the river without losing half our cows.
Well, there's still another way.
Yeah?
You couldn't expect us to take the risk of Texas fever without getting something for it. But you can keep right on going through the county for only 1 cow in 5.
Huh?
Now, that ain't so bad, is it? A fifth of your cows is better than being held up here for a month or two, and it's better than trying to cross the Whitewater.
You low-down skunk.
By golly, the Injun was right when he said the law here was crooked.
Hold on there. You'd better be darn careful how you talk to me.
Careful. Why, you rotten range rattle polecat. Where we come from, gents like you would make a hearty breakfast for a tadpole.
You're defying the law.
Crooks, you mean?
Sheriff, you'd better get... Why,
You fool cowpoke. Walt, he's drawing his gun.
Yeah? That'll teach you.
On my shoulder.
I'll take the sheriff. Don't shoot. Up with your hands. Reach. I'm reaching.
You too, Inspector.
But my shoulder.
Reach for the sky. I only grazed you.
You'll pay for this. When I get my deputies, I'll come...
Should we let him have it now, Walt?
Wait.
It's the Injun we seen afore.
Well,
come.
you want to talk with me?
You hear what Tonto say?
Go ahead, Walt. The redskin tried to do us a good turn the first time. Me and Shorty will watch these fellers.
All right, Redskin. What have you got to say?
Come back here. Tell these fellas to let us go.
You stay right there for a spell. What do you got to say, Injun?
You let Sheriff go.
Yeah?
You tell him wait till sunup. Then you make up mind.
Tell the sheriff to give us till morning to decide.
That's right.
But
Me got white friend. Him help you.
anybody that can help us out of the fix we're in has got to be smart.
You do what Tonto say?
I reckon I will. If I'd listened to you the first time, we wouldn't have got in this trouble.
You let lawman go. Then Tonto tell you plan.
Come on. I'll send them cheap crooks on their way, and we'll talk this out.
That good.
What did the redskin have to say, Walt?
I ain't heard all of it yet. Look here, Sheriff. We're letting you go. But you can come back in the morning for your answer.
For what you've done, you're going to pay twice as much to get through the county.
Quit the palaver and climb on your horses.
And if you don't pay, you'll either wait or go by way of the river.
Come on, Sheriff. Let's get out of here.
I'll fix these fellas for this. Get up there. Come on, get up. Get up.
Who's that?
A masked fella.
Him, friend Tonto. Now you hear plan.
The curtain falls on the first act of our thrilling Lone Ranger drama. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.